These aren't just any sand dunes. They're actually pieces of one of the most famous cliffs in America, just in a different form. And today, we're going to ride them.
Welcome to the Rock Record. Let's talk rocks. All right, we are here today in beautiful Utah at the Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park. And we're doing something super fun to get up close with geology today. We are going sand sledding. All right, so sand boards and sand sleds can be rented at the visitor center for $25, which is great. The sleds you sit down on, the boards are like snowboards and you ride them, which I would have loved probably, but my thighs are killing me after the last couple of days of hiking. So we're gonna go ahead and do the sleds today.
If you think about it, every grain of sand here has been on an incredible journey. These sand grains were once part of ancient sand dunes about 190 million years ago. Then they got buried, turned into stone, formed massive cliffs, and now they're back to being sand again. It's like nature's ultimate recycling program.
I think the Coral Pink Sand Dunes is just so fun because it's the eroded remnants of the Navajo sandstone, which we saw at Zion. Now, like we talked about at Zion, the Navajo sandstone itself was once part of a desert dune erg that was bigger than the Sahara. So you might be wondering, Jess, why are there sand dunes in like this random spot of Utah? I was too, so let's talk about it.
Well, in the recipe of sand dunes, it takes 3 key ingredients to make them. First and most obvious, you need sand.
Now, over time, obviously, the Navajo sandstone has eroded due to wind and the Virgin River, and now it's being deposited here in Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park as new sand dunes.
Second, you need strong winds, at least 10 miles an hour to move the sand. And third, and this is the really cool and key part, you need something to control these winds. This is where it gets interesting. See that gap between those mountains? It's like nature's very own funnel. When wind hits it, something called the Venturi effect happens. Think about when you put your thumb over a garden hose. The water speeds up, right? The same thing happens here with wind. As it's squeezed between these mountains, it speeds up enough to carry sand. Then, when it opens up into this wider area, it slows down and drops its sandy cargo, building these dunes. And this isn't just a one-time thing. These dunes are constantly moving, up to 50 feet per year. The coral pink sand here is because the Navajo sandstone is pretty iron-rich. You've seen the red and white parts of it in Zion National Park. Now, obviously, that red and white mixed together gives us this kind of pink color. But enough geology. Let's experience these dunes firsthand.
So, with your rental, you get a board or a sled and a little thing of wax. So, to wax the boards, you do them. If you're going to go on the tall dune, you do it every time. If you're going to do a smaller dune, they said do it every like 2 or 3 times. And you're going to go from the screw down to the bottom and like scribble, they said. Which, I don't know if that's similar or not to waxing a surfboard, but something a little bit like this. Easy peasy. Alrighty, next up, let's go find a dune to ride. This walk out to the dunes is no joke. Walking in sand is not fun.
These dunes are estimated to be between 10,000 and 15,000 years old, and they're still changing, shaped by the same processes we can see happening today. Looking at these patterns in the sand, you're watching geology in action. The same forces that have shaped this landscape for thousands of years are still at work right now. And who knows? In another few 100 million years, maybe these dunes will look like the massive cliffs of Zion.
It's hard to hike up these dunes, so this is as far as we're going. So now for these, you sit on the board, aim it downhill, and then they said you steer with your hands by dragging your hands through the sand. See how we do. It's so much sand! Nailed it.
If you want to learn more about the incredible cliffs that these dunes came from, be sure to check out our Zion National Park video. And don't forget to subscribe for more adventures where we uncover the stories written in stone. Or, in this case, sand. Let me know in the comments where you think I should explore next, or where you want to know the geology of.